Hello everyone, Nev here, and I am going to apologize ahead of time, but I am in the middle of getting over a cold, so I can barely speak right now. But I really needed to get this video done and out and ready for you guys. So here I am, and because I am not going to be able to talk very well, this will be a shorter video. I'm going to try to get this done fairly quickly, but today is actually a special day. First of all, I am doing the last of my Venus in Transit videos, and these were started by Pure Red Velvet. Yeah, I've tried to do one for each transition. I started with Sagittarius, and now we're ending with Scorpio. And Scorpio happens to be what my Venus is in. I am a Venus in Scorpio. Yeah, and I'm also a Sun in Libra because today, as this video goes up, is my birthday. I should be putting this up on October 1st. And how awesome is it that I get to start my 40s sick? So I hope you don't mind my not speaking very well, probably not sounding all that great. I may or may not put the background music on that I normally have. It's very quiet usually in my videos, but maybe I'll forego that this time. We'll see. And I also have some water here with some electrolyte stuff in it to hydrate myself. And I will probably have to stop several times to cough or sneeze. I do apologize. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the Venus, Venus is in Scorpio. So I pulled out the Star Codes Astro Oracle, which is kind of what I've been using during this whole thing. And I'm not going to read that beginning part, but I will pause it and let you guys read it because I read it on my own. But yeah. All right. Already had to pause it to cough. I do apologize for that. Yeah, anyway, so I for the reading this time around, I actually switched things up just a little bit. I know it's kind of weird to switch things up when it's the last video. And I only slightly switched things up. Instead of pulling out the Venus in Scorpio card, I instead pulled out what the Sun is currently in. Because the last couple Venus transits I was doing, I did these the Venus card, the fourth house card, because Venus is in the fourth house for me. Sorry about the dog there. Yeah, so Venus is in the fourth house for me, and then I also include the transit that Venus is in. So yeah, that's what these three cards are. And what I was doing before, I had the Venus in whatever sign it was here, along with what the current moon sign is. And I kind of thought that this card, the Venus card, was a little redundant since we have that energy here. So instead, I went with the Sun card, and the Sun is currently in Libra. So we have Venus in Scorpio, and in my chart, it's in the fourth house. Sun in Libra and Moon in Virgo. That is the current moon phase right now. All right, so I am going to use. I think I want to use two decks. I think for the top three cards, I want to use the Mars Power Tarot, and for the bottomed cards, I want to use my Origin Kado. Yeah, so these two decks, I've been doing a deep dive study of on my channel. Most people don't watch those videos. Most people don't watch my Venus videos either, but, you know, whatever. But I don't often use these decks. I've been doing a study of them, but I'm not really using them. So I really wanted to use them for this. So I'm going to use the Mars ones for these three, and I'm going to use the Origin Kado, the Dragon God cards, for these ones. All right. Okay, so this should be pretty interesting. Oh, before I begin, I totally forgot to light the Venus candle. See, this is what happens when my brain is not fully there. I gotta light this Venus candle. All right. And it is just it is nearing the end. This has been the Venus candle I've used for every one of these readings. So this is the 12th one. All right. I don't think I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done with this reading well before this gets near the bottom. So maybe in the next couple of transits I'll just light this candle. I won't do a reading, but I'll just light the candle. All right. Now we can start. All right. So this should be an interesting reading because the Rujinkado, the Dragon God cards, are completely in Japanese, and I am learning Japanese, but, you know, I'm not that proficient at it yet. I'm taking a very important Japanese test at in a couple months, December 1st, so I'm really excited about that. So I hope the Dragon God cards that I pull for the bottom two make sense or I can read them and it makes sense for the reading. So I'll try not to ramble so much. You know, it's probably not good for my throat. All right, so these readings are for myself, but, you know, as you know, I've got the fourth house card here, as Venus is in my fourth house. But they're also for anyone. If it resonates with you, then great. But they are for me. So, all right. So Venus, the keyword here that this deck has is beloved. So I am going to say, what role is love playing in my life right now? And I have the Ace of Cups. Ooh, I like that. That's an overflow of energies, an overflow of love, of emotion, and yeah, that's kind of how I interpret the Ace of Cups. I kind of interpret it as an overflow of an emotion. So maybe there's a lot of opening up and a lot more of being vulnerable, letting things out, and I think that makes sense. You know, I like receiving this for the Venus card and what role love is playing in my life. I do want to check the Mars Power book because this book does something interesting where it has little poems instead of interpretations for the cards. So I kind of want to see what the little poem is. And I'm not going to read it out loud, but I'll put it on the screen here. All right. Well, it took me a while to read that because I read very slowly, so I hope you don't mind that I just left that on the screen. I'm going to have to pause. Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't read that, because I knew I was going to have to cough. All right, so the role that love is playing in my life right now is an opening of emotions. It's really my emotions are really opening up right now. I'm being more vulnerable, more open. Yeah, and I like that. I think that is accurate. All right, so what do I need to investigate? I don't know why I shuffled again, but, you know, I just felt the need to shuffle again. So, all right, so what do I need to investigate? And this reading will be kind of short because I've got to, you know, not speak as much. So Three of Wands. So Three of Wands, that's very interesting. And the image here, let's bring this up. Let's bring up this image. So the Three of Wands, in general, I like to think of the Three of Wands as a sort of embarkment. In like the Two of Wands is sort of a preparation for like a you know, like the Ace of Wands is the spark, the idea. The Two of Wands is is kind of organizing or planning, you know, and then the Three of Wands is just at the precipice of embarking. Like we've got our wands and we're about to embark forward. Here is an interesting image. I'm really looking at this, and we see a woman who's kind of, I don't know if this is a mirror. It's kind of a mirror. Yeah, it's almost like a mirror is being held up, but she's not quite looking at herself. Which is interesting. I'm not sure how to read into that. But the book, see the Three of Wands. I just paused it and read it, but I'll let you guys read here. I did notice that it talked about preparation. And when I was reading that poem, it kind of made me think of my embarkment of this journey to take that Japanese test, and that's kind of what I'm really focusing on right now. So I'm just now starting well, not just now starting, but I'm really buckling down and studying for this big event that's going to be happening for me, and I'm nervous about it, and I'm scared about it, and this is the reflections here I'm almost sort of reading this intuitively as a bit of a self-doubt and a worry about stepping forward and going forward. So, and maybe what I need to investigate is my own sense of self-worth as I start these journeys. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. All right. I swear this is the most talking I've done in like 3 days. All right. So the next card is the home card for the 4th house. So what should I focus on in my home right now? And we have the Hermit. I should just stay home and rest and recoup and stay in with my... I love this card, though. Stay in with my books and my learning and things like that. Buckle down, and I get that here, too. So I really am seeing a lot of focus on what's going on for me right now, which is that preparation for my test, my upcoming test. And love, we're talking about Venus here, which is associated with love. So it's telling me to be open and honest about my feelings, about what I'm experiencing as I'm embarking on this journey, and experiencing potential self-doubt, and that I need to hunker down, stay home, and focus on this kind of stuff, And then let's go to the Dragon God cards for down here for Sun in Libra, and the keyword here is harmony, and then the Moon in Virgo, which is order, and that's really interesting cards to have for this. Harmony and order. Those are two things that go very nicely together, and they kind of mean a very similar thing. Harmony is a coming together of different ideas and bringing harmony to that, you know what I mean? And whereas this is a bit more emotional, whereas this is a bit more logical in a sense, or practical maybe. Like this is more of an ordering. I mean, I'm using the words that are on the card, but you know what I mean. And I guess I shouldn't ramble. Like I said, all this talking is more talking than I've done in 3 days. All right, so just had to pause and cough and sniffle and take a sip of my drink. So, harmony. All right, so what do I need to bring into harmony? We have... My cards are upside down. Card number 35. So this is not a card I've gotten to yet. This is Horyu. All right. And down here, I'm just trying to see if I can gather what it's saying based on what's on here. And I can't. This has something to do with hand. I don't know. So I may have to pause my video and look this up. But I'm just going to set that here. And then I'm also going to pull a card for Virgo, and I'll do that. I'll pause my video and I'll look up these cards real quick to make sure I know what they mean. All right, so, and then how can I bring order to my life right now? We have card number 20. It says Unuru. Anata wa mi something rareteiru. Huh. Interesting. And it's very clouded. So interesting. I mean, before I pause this, I could just try to read these cards intuitively. I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to cut that cough out. I do apologize. Interesting. Okay, I am going to pause it real quick and just really quickly look up what the cards mean. Hey, so I am back. Sorry about that. I did have to pause it and just look, use my Google Lens real quick because I'm using my phone to film, so I had to stop this. So now there's two videos, but that's okay. So yeah, and I don't know why I didn't recognize this one right away. This is Horyu, and that means treasure. So it's the treasure dragon. And down here basically means to let go of your fears. So like, what to bring into harmony, that's an interesting interpretation. Like, I would say, fears and wants, because we've got the treasure dragon here, which is a lot of wants, a lot of things that we're wanting. And, and I what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Smog in Lord of the Rings. And sort of that, like we think that there's a danger because of the dragon is protecting all the treasures, but there's a sense here of letting go of some of that fear, and as long as we're going in there with a harmonious attitude. Oh, sorry, I got a cough. I'm good. Like bringing harmony to our intentions, but coming in with pure intentions, and we go forth and do what we need to do for a greater good or something like that. If we go in there with a harmonious set of mindset, we can achieve that treasure. And then for order, we have Unru here, and of course that meant cloud, and I knew that. And of course we've got the image here says exactly what it is. It's the cloud dragon. And down here, it's basically saying you are being watched. So that's really interesting to get for order. And with it being the cloud dragon, it's kind of a hidden sort of thing, but I don't know what, but for me, at least, it's, since this whole reading seems to be going down that path of what my main thing in my life right now is, which is studying for the Japanese test. I will be being judged and being watched as I do that test, and so it's like this reading for me has really shown a lot of my focus needs to be on this, and that makes sense. And that's what I'm really trying to do. So the cloud dragon is sort of like coming out of the clouds and, putting things in order. So I know that I'm being watched, and what I'm doing is being judged, and I can put things in order. I let my feelings out, so that they're not bottled up, and embarking on this journey and leaving some of that self-doubt behind. Sorry about the dog. Buckling down in my home and studying, coming in this with a good attitude and a clear mind, and clearing those clouds and bringing order to when I'm going to be judged on my skills. So I am going to stop this now because my throat is killing me. So today is my birthday. So if you watched this far, and I'm sure you haven't, because these videos don't get very many views. Neither do my Eugene Cardo videos, but it's fine. But if you've made it this far, then leave a birthday cake or something in the comments. I would love to hear from you. I am so sorry about my dog right now. The kids are coming home from school. All right, I will see you guys later. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.